Throwing a product out into the world and hoping that people like it is a great way to lose a ton of money. And of course, it's quite possible that you already know how important good market research is. However, there are always things that can be done to make your market research even better so that you can launch products more effectively, grow your business, improve the performance of the products that are already in your catalog, and do everything that you possibly can to cultivate meaningful long-term relationships with your target customers. So if that sounds interesting to you, then let's go ahead and get into things. Hello, my name is Emma Shermer-Tamir. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Marketing by Emma, and we help businesses create brands that customers love and help them sell their products online. So we know a thing or two about what it takes to do effective market research. And market research can be one of those big terms that might seem a little bit intimidating and overwhelming and only accessible to very large corporations with very big research and development budgets. And that is simply not the case when we are looking at the world of 2024 and beyond. We have tons of tools at our disposal that we can use to gather a lot of great information and feedback and insights that we can use to make better choices about how to position our products, develop new products, market them in more effective ways, and so much more. So today I'd like to share with you my 5 favorite tools, or shouldn't say favorite, 5 tools that can help elevate your market research. Number 1, AI. Oh yes, AI. Of course, obvious answer, Emma. Woo. But still, AI is super helpful to an extent. So AI is great for looking backwards, for digesting lots of information, looking at patterns, helping us to get a sense of what was. Of course, it is capable of making projections and all of those things, but in the terms of market research, it's going to be most helpful for you in assessing what already exists in the world. So whether you want it to review a lot of previous research or reviews, AI can also be a great way to take all of the research that you're going to be doing and to synthesize it into bite-sized nuggets and takeaways. But it can be a great tool to help make your job faster at recognizing patterns that you may not be capable of recognizing on your own and picking out those little bits and morsels that could be incredibly helpful. It's also great at uncovering blind spots and finding places where you may want to invest some more time in digging a little bit deeper. If you would like a full explanation of how to use AI to do better research for your marketing, then I have a video that should already be out that's all about that. I will link it in one of the eyes here, somewhere. But I have a video all about that. I will also link it down below. I would highly encourage you to check it out. So, social media, number 2, a fantastic tool. You can almost treat social media as if it is a focus group. And you can do this in 2 ways. One is you can just be a lurker and go to places like Reddit, Quora, Facebook groups, TikTok, influencers, Instagram, go to all those places and just gather insights about your potential customers. What are they interested in? How do they talk about this topic? What are the types of things that they are looking for in products similar to what it is that you're selling? What are the things that they're disappointed in? What's the kind of language that they use? What are their other interests? This is just a fabulous way of being able to really get into the mind of your potential customers. Now, if you want to take that to the next level, you can also interact directly with your potential customers on social media. So whether that's through things like quizzes or surveys or just direct interactions with people that seem to be particularly knowledgeable or interested or potential fans or maybe customers that you already have. There are so many ways that you can engage directly with customers in a way that's going to help them feel really excited and bought into what it is that you're doing and provide providing you a lot of information that you may not otherwise have access to if you weren't asking, if you weren't looking. So do not underestimate social media. It is incredibly powerful. It has such a vast, rich wealth of information about your customers without any of the filters. Well, of course, there are filters on social media, but you know what I mean, without any of the filters of the formalities of engaging with a business. This is just them and how they are interacting with their friends, interacting with their followers, interacting in the world of social media. So a fantastic place to gather a lot of insights into who your customers are. 3, customer avatars. You might have heard a little bit about customer avatars already if you watched that video. If not, you should definitely check it out. I will link it in the and also link it down below. And customer avatars are essentially building out profiles of who your ideal customer is. And this is a great way to both kind of take all of the information that you are gathering with your market research, but also get clarity about where you need to research further. So they can really feed themselves. As you develop out your customer avatar, you will identify more information that you need to collect, and then you can go out and find that information and bulk it up and make it even more robust and complete. And alternatively, you can then take that customer avatar to help you direct your further research and considering if this customer was a real person, where would they be hanging out online? What kinds of things would they be interacting with? What interests would they have? This, that, and the other. Customer avatars are such an important part of any marketing efforts and really building out a business that is going to be able to cultivate a loyal fandom. So definitely recommend that you watch that video. In that video, I also put together a worksheet that you can use to develop your own customer avatars. It's full of not only a lot of fantastic questions to ask, but also has a bunch of great AI prompts that you can use. So I will also link to the form that you can use to request that worksheet. Definitely recommend you check it out. 4, trade shows and conferences. And let's just kind of also combine that in with going to any store or physical space where your potential customers might be. So trade shows and conferences are great because a lot of times those are very industry specific, and you're going to be able to see not only what's already out there, what's going to be coming out, but also engage with buyers, engage with potential customers, and really get a good solid feel of what's happening in the pulse of your industry. So that's one angle. The other angle of that is to go to specific stores where your products would be if they were in retail. So that could be pet shops if you're selling pet products. That could be also groomers if you're selling pet products. So thinking vets, all of those places where your products might be able to be sold, and then engaging with people in those places. So ask if you can talk to some of the front desk people or the people responsible for making those purchasing decisions to get insights from them. If you're able to also even strike up some conversations with customers, that could be a great way. Of course, you want to be sensitive to whatever business that you are in if you're doing something like this, and make sure that you have permission to do this kind of on the ground research from the business establishment. Trade shows and conferences, you obviously don't need that because everybody is there for business purposes, but really in order to make the most of events like that, you want to be having conversations with people, taking notes of the things that you're learning, observing and collecting from people so that you can go back home and synthesize all of that to make better decisions and to deepen your understanding of not only where the market sits, but where the market is going. Trade shows and conferences are particularly great at getting a sense of what's next. So not just what's now, but what are the different things that big companies, small companies are developing and thinking about and conscious of as they continue to try to stay in touch with and meet the customer's desires and needs. And lastly, a really great tool that you can use is a tool called PikFu, PIKFU. I will provide a link for that down below. PikFu is a tool that you can use to create a base of lookalike customers, and you can ask them any question you want. So you can do this whether you're trying to get decide which packaging design to go with, but you can also use this to just get a sense of the different things that your customers care about. You can really use it in a wide variety of ways. You can even do it for some very basic A/B testing types of things, but true A/B testing you will want to do on live content that's out in the world. The one kind of downside of a tool like this is that it's all happening in an arbitrary world. So you want to make sure that you are really controlling the things that you're asking of customers and trying to consider what you can do to gather data that is actually going to be helpful and not just kind of people providing opinions that are disconnected from how they truly think or feel. So that is going to require you to be very thoughtful of the kinds of questions you ask, but also if you are wanting to, for example, compare two pictures or packaging side by side, you want to really minimize how much you're changing so that you are isolating what it is that people specifically care about. There is a lot that you can do to use PikFu as a fantastic tool to save you a lot of money, particularly if you're wanting to test out ideas before going to manufacturing or before printing a bunch of handouts or before creating your packaging. If you would like to know more about how to make the most of PikFu, they also have a lot of great content that helps people figure out all of the different ways that they can use it at their disposal. So those are some of my favorite ways to do market research for e-commerce businesses. I'd love to know what are your favorite tools or techniques or places that you conduct your own market research. Drop those in the comments below. If you liked this, give it a like. Please subscribe, and last but not least, let me know what kind of content you want to see next. I create content about e-commerce, marketing, and entrepreneurship, and I would absolutely love it if you would continue on this journey with me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.